She's had the surgery for it.
What?
You've had the surgery.
I've had the surgery.
Yeah.
Agate Beach Surf Classic 2023.
I don't want a doctor going in there with.
Except me, but I have a 90% closure, but
Well,
doesn't bother me that much.
you get surfers here in warm water as well.
Huh?
I know, yeah.
And I think
Totally is annoying to not can't get that water out and everything. And so your leash, I'm doing a leash on the board. I'm shortening it, and then I'm putting a big wet belt around my waist because I can't handle kicking with that thing on my ankle.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in action in another
So I'm doing this.
5 to 10 minutes.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I like to wear mine on my calf.
that's better than the ankle. Yeah.
It's less.
do I need to put these on so I'll hear you?
We've got a special guest we wanted to
Got it.
get on the microphone. Her name is Joan. Can you hear me, Joan?
I can.
Awesome. Tell us who you are.
Well, actually, I'm Joni Nelson, and I used to be Joan Jones. And I had the fun of being the first international tandem surfing champion in Makaha in 1954 when I was in college in Hawaii.
Right on. So what does it mean to be a tandem champion?
Well, it didn't mean much then, actually. When you look at tandem contests now, you've seen gymnasts doing incredibly complex moves and stuff. But the contest, no one really knew what they were doing. Actually, my partner was Walt Hoffman, and we'd paddled a lot, and I was a good swimmer and wasn't afraid in big waves. So we practiced in 20-foot waves at Makaha, and that would be fine for the surfing contest. And then the contest came along, and there were 3-foot waves. And the rules were whoever catches the most waves and gets the girl off the board wins. And so Walt and I paddled like fury, and he picked me up, and either I stood on his shoulders or he threw me across his shoulders or held me in front, and we got more waves than anybody else. So it was really a pretty hokey tandem winning, but it was fun. Yeah.
I like the sound of getting more waves than anybody else, that's for sure. Do you think we ought to add a tandem heat to the Agate Beach Surf Classic?
It'd be kind of hard. Is it always that far out? You always do it on low tide?
Well, if it's really big, we call it avalanches, and it'll be even further out.
Yeah. Because the nice thing about tandem is it's nice to be at a beach like at Huntington, places like that, where the break's fairly close to shore. You can actually see what's going on. And I think now with the intricate moves, it's kind of like they're the Simone Biles of surfers out there. It's nice to be able to see what they're doing, and I think it'd be kind of difficult for the audience, at least here.
Well, I've never personally seen tandem surfing ever, so
Really?
I would be entertained to see it at all, whether it was in the correct or the good surf for tandem surfing or not. So you tandem surfed with somebody else, a friend of yours, you had a partner you practiced with,
Well-
or you just do it with anybody that's kind of experienced?
Oh, I only did it that time, with Walt Hoffman, who happened to be over there too. There were a bunch of guys. This is, of course, Makaha Beach now is all resorts and so forth, but we would just cut classes at the University of Hawaii and go and sleep on the beach. And there were about 5 guys living in a shack on the beach. And we just go out there and surf and play in the water in the weekends and so forth. And Walt was one of the guys, and he'd also been in Waikiki a bit, and we had paddled in a couple of paddling races and won those. And so he just said, well, let's try it. So we tried it and practiced on dry land, me getting up on his shoulders, and then entered the contest. But no, I didn't do any more tandem surfing after that. I had children young, and they became surfers, pretty good ones too. And let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, I did judge at Huntington Beach. And by that time, oh my goodness, the tandem surfers were all terribly picky about their points and the moves they'd made, and it was an entirely different ball of wax.
Yeah, tandem surfing. It seems like you need to be in shape for sure.
You need to be, I was kind of I had done springboard diving and we didn't even call it gymnastics, we called it tumbling, but nothing like you see now, believe me. And so I was pretty agile and pretty small and strong and comfortable in the water, so it worked out.
So for anybody interested in potentially trying out tandem surfing, do you have any advice you'd like to share for those people?
Oh, good heavens. Give it a try. Why not? Just get a big board. You need a board that's a little bit bigger. And the best way to paddle is prone, with the guy basically has his chin on your waist, and, with the girl in front, and that works pretty well. But, yeah, it's fun.
We're getting a little bit of east wind out here. I wonder if that's going to make its way out to the beach and clean up those waves. Maybe we'll see a little tube action. Well, Joan, I appreciate you hopping on the mic. It looks like we're about ready to start the heats back up. We're probably only just a couple minutes out. How it's been great having you. Anything else you'd like to say before you get off the mic?
Well, I'd just like to say it was a very interesting time because it was right when people were beginning to realize that there was economic potential in recreation. And so people who were friends were people like Hobie Alter. My husband actually glassed for him when he opened his surf shop in Dana Point. And Gordon Clark, who developed the Clark foam process that all surfboards are made from. Carter Pyle, a P-Cat, then there was a Hobie catamaran. Another friend, actually the husband of my best friend from college, developed Hoyle Schweitzer, invented the windsurfer. The guys used to sit on the beach and think, how could you put a sail on a surfboard? And they figured it out. And then another one was Walt's family were fabric makers, and his brother Flippy Hoffman had the idea of making Hawaiian fabrics, and so they made all of the, if you remember long ago, the surf shorts would be red with kind of Hawaiian flower patterns. Those were all Hoffman fabrics. So that group of people who were just kind of beach bums at the time went on and became entrepreneurs in the recreational surfing business, the water business.
Thanks, Joan. I appreciate you coming on. And looks like we're back on 50-plus men shortboard semifinal heat 1. And with Kirk Tyson red, Keir Thomas in white, Carlisle Stout in yellow, Darren Henry in blue, and Brian Anderson in green, but the green screen canceled out the green so you can't see it. But he's in green, I swear to God. Hey, hop on over there.
Yeah. There were funny people there. Yeah.
What's your name?
Spike.
Oh, that's right, Spike.
Yeah.
What's your phone number?
541-654-9261. And my son is Ollie.
Oh, 654?
9261. Everybody knows Ollie.
It will be.
Give me a call.
Yeah.
You're on.
So glad you came up.
Oh, that's sweet of you. Sweet to be invited. Linda came out here yesterday and said she was talking to me.
Taylor, we're back.
Looks like we got yellow up, or is that white? Just up and out.
This is going to be a good heat, guys.
Kirk Tice paddling. And no.
You feel that east wind, Taylor?
Oh yeah, northeast wind, grooming the lineup right now.
That's right. We're gonna see some waves standing up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
A little extra wavage shreddage. I want to see some taco cheese out there.
Taco cheese.
I want to see some shredded cheese.
Yup, it looks like right now the tide is falling. We got a low tide, 4.3 feet at 3:15 a.m. or p.m. My bad.
Kirk down and up with a nice hack. Thanks for coming
Yep.
on, guys. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Looks like tomorrow's forecast is going to be pretty similar. We see a drop in that northwest swell and still holding through with that good south swell. So,
What was that?
This is the over 50 heat?
yep, 50 plus shortboard, heat 1.
No longboards out here?
No, not this one.
Okay. Well, we have the oldest surfer in the contest out here today. RC is 78 years old.
Holy
Wow.
smokes.
Yeah. And he's riding a shortboard.
What an animal.
He must have an advantage.
He lives in Ashland.
Oh, wow.
That's a disadvantage.
Is Well, he must be doing lots of push-ups and eating right and sleeping good.
He's pretty fit. I just got lucky and talked to him down there when I was working the beach.
Awesome. So, like Casey said, we have Kirk Tice in red, Keir Thomas in white, Carol Stout in yellow, Darren Henry in blue, and Brian Anderson in green.
Okay, RC's not in this heat. His
No.
heat's coming up.
He is in the next heat.
Okay.
Or no?
Michael and Dan, please check in. Michael and Dan, please check in for your next heat.
Yup, Michael Soul and Dan Murdy, both the surfboard shapers.
Oh my!
Okay,
this is
Kirk
gonna be
Tice
excellent.
going right and close out.
We need that east wind to start pumping, and I want to see some tubes.
Well, actually, earlier Ben Harper almost got tubed on one.
That's
During
right.
my
He did
heat.
get a little cover up, didn't he?
Yup, just didn't throw over enough.
Yeah.
Maybe with this outgoing tide, we might see it sucking up a little more.
Agate Beach isn't known for being a real tubular beach, but I did get an excellent barrel here one time when the sandbars hit just right at a low tide.
Oh yeah, this Mother's Day is when it was barreling perfectly.
That's right. You got a barrel right in front of me.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Looks like Darren Henry.
Darren Henry on his knees and to the feet. Just cruising. Oh, malfunction right there.
I talked to Darren down there on the beach.
Oh.
He's 60 years old.
60, wow.
Only 60.
Only.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
My dad-
he's fit too.
all the old guys who are surfers are usually fit. They usually eat healthy, you know,
Yeah.
especially when they're not drinking. Here we go. Kirk Tice going right. Oh, wave closed out.
He was behind that peak. It was swinging fast.
We'll see.
Spike, how old are you?
I'm only 69.
Only 69.
Yeah.
Young guy.
And what do you eat for breakfast?
First thing I have is a glass of water with 2 teaspoons of vinegar and a half a lemon.
All right, folks. Better head over to Grocery Outlet, pick up some apple cider vinegar. Is it apple cider vinegar?
Yeah.
I just kind of assumed it
you,
was.
You want Bragg's apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, it's got to
Oh,
be
yeah.
raw, right?
Got to have the mother.
Yeah, got to have the mother.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Let's all start drinking some vinegar water with lemon juice so we can be like Spike Richardson.
And
Shout out to Grocery Outlet.
Yeah, why aren't they sponsoring the contest?
I don't know.
Come on, Grocery Outlet's my favorite.
well,
Yeah.
Lars will be drinking his vinegar today too because it helps keep you from cramping up when you're exerting.
Is
When
that a
you-
little potassium in there or something?
I don't think it's potassium, but it really helps with the cramping when you're surfing a lot of heats in a day, you'd start cramping up at the end of the day.
Copy that. Get a
Oh,
little
yeah.
dehydrated.
I've definitely noticed that before.
Vinegar helps.
Kirk Tice getting a nice bounce right. Late takeoff.
Here he is.
Big cutting.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
It kind of
Dug
softened
rare.
up on him right
Yeah, that wasn't what he was looking for. Well, he has 6 minutes to take this heat out. You know, there's no scores written down yet from what I can see. So we'll have to figure out what's going on with the judges. Maybe they're still caught behind.
there. So, Taylor, you've been a judge in the past, and maybe you're even judging some in this contest. But, like, tell me, how does it work if you don't make the wave? Does it not count?
Interference. Yeah, so if you don't make the wave, you want to ride out about for 3 seconds or more. You know, I was a judge at this contest in 2021, and the most important thing we were looking for was finishing the wave. If you get that finish on the wave, that's where it's all going to go right for you in that heat, you know.
Well, knowing how to judge a heat really helps you to surf a heat.
Yep, especially learning the criteria. Let's see, Kirk Tice going right and closed out again. Just getting unlucky with wave selection. He really needs to just wait for a good one.
Looks like name of the game is getting one good wave in this heat.
Yeah, the conditions are changing a lot. Waves are getting, I think, worse. So,
And they change by the minute here in the Oregon coast, especially at Agate with those bars.
it looks like down the beach is a little less closed out, longer waves, you know. Everyone's sitting a little too deep, I think.
Kirk Tyson red, Keir Thomas in white, Carlisle Stout in yellow, Darren Henry in blue, and Brian Anderson in green.
Tice finally got a wave to line up for him.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice. He's going to be
nice
on the board.
Turns, let's see it finish it. Nice.
I think he's got plenty of time for a couple more
Oh,
hacks.
yeah.
Yeah,
Milking
keep it coming.
Good wave. That's definitely the better wave of the heat. We haven't seen many completed rides, so that's where it's at. I like his game plan.
I like the way he kicked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looked very intentional.
Yeah, that kick out can be effective. I used that a couple times during my heat. Just jump off the board right back onto paddling, you know.
Yeah.
But it could really be dangerous sometimes doing that. You know, you never know when you'll land on your rib really hard, so.
Well, your ribs must be getting pretty conditioned for it. All that paddling.
Yup, for sure. So, Spike, how have the waves been down in your part of the coast?
They've been good. It's really odd. It's been,
Bastendorf?
yeah, and Winchester Bay.
Awesome.
And it's been windy in town and glassy at the beach,
Wow.
which you expect when it's windy in town, it's going to be windier at the beach, but this time of year, it's not necessarily so.
You know, it's almost the opposite here. It's windier at the beach than it is in town, but we're lucky to have this headland blocking most of that wind.
Yeah, that's an awesome wind block.
Yes, and little fun fact for you folks.
There's a nice
Agate
right.
Beach is actually where surfing in Oregon began. Nobody surfed in Oregon before Agate Beach.
Yup, check out Sandy Blackman's book. Soon she's gonna write another one, 60-year anniversary of surfing the Oregon coast.
I've heard that Lewis and Clark watched the Indians surfing in canoes
Oh,
when they first got here.
I believe
Whoa.
it.
And they must have been surfing at Agate Beach.
No, Lewis and Clark spent the winter up near the mouth of the Columbia.
Here we go, Kirk Tice up in red. Nice first smack, and a second whip to get it done. Nice finish.
I mean, based on the amount of time remaining, it looks like Kirk Tice is going to take this heat almost certainly.
Okay, here we go. Brian Anderson up. And nice smack, but doesn't complete it. Just had a little late timing on that one. There we go. Oh,
Is this a semifinal?
this is a semifinal, so I think it's either top 2 or top 3 advance into the final, which is tomorrow.
Probably top 3.
Yeah, because it's 6 people. Here we go. Oh, straight down the mine shaft.
Is that Brian?
That was Carol Stout.
Ooh. Looks like the tetrahedron buoy is holding up pretty good on the outside.
Oh, yeah. So it looks like Kirk Tice actually got an interference. I don't recall that, but I guess the priority judge declared that he had an interference. So, but right now, Kirk Tice is in the lead, so looking like a good.
What's that? Oh, Spike's right here.
We're counting this one down. There's just about 40 seconds left, folks.
Kirk's on the board with a score of 2.30. I don't know if that really means anything. There are no other scores on the board. 30 seconds remaining.
Oh, okay, so I guess the judges declared Kirk's second wave not an interference. So he has a 2.3 and a 2 for his total of 4.3.
Ten seconds remaining. Taylor, what would you do when you have 10 seconds remaining and you see a big bomber coming? What's your plan?
If I seen a big bomb coming and there's 10 seconds remaining, I would just paddle as far out as I can and hopefully catch it, you know. Looks like Rick, our beach captain, just blew the horn, so that means the heat is over. See Kirk Tice doing a victory lap here. Oh yeah, 360 on his last wave. Let's go. Bet he wish he would have gotten that in the heat.
I bet he would have. Shout out to one of our sponsors, Rise Grab and Go. Get your goodies right across the street from the
High school.
The Newport High School. That's right. Speaking of which, we still have some donuts up here. You hungry?
Nope.
Yeah, you
Check
had like
out-
2 or 3 earlier.
Check out Moondog's Cantina for some good hot dogs and even better service. You know, the staff down there, Moondog, knows how to get it done.
Moondog knows what's up. And then also, Ninkasi, get your beer. Ninkasi is one of our sponsors. Beer Garden is open. If you're 21 years and older, check out the Beer Garden. And don't forget about raffle tickets. So we've got boards from Dan Murdy, Soul Surfboards, stomp pads from Dekine, and all kinds of other
We
great
also
gear.
have a board from Torque.
Oh, Torque.
You know, if you like the epoxies, I'd say that's a pretty good board. Go buy your raffle tickets. See if you can get a brand new surfboard.
Get your raffle tickets.
Let's have some names and colors here.
Looks
All
like
right,
we're...
Greg Arata in red.
Oh, yeah.
Greg's
He's up,
just
he's up.
pumping and only one turn on that wave.
Yeah, but looking good.
Oh, okay, so scores from the last heat actually came in. It looks like Kirk Tice had a total of 14 points. Brian Anderson with a total of 8.73 and Carol Stout with a total of 5.75. So it looks like Brian Anderson, Kirk Tice, and Carol Stout are moving on to the final.
And in this heat, 50-plus men's shortboard semifinal, Heat 2, Greg Urata, Dale Wood, Michael Soul, Robert Sinnott, Dan Murdy.
Wow, so we have 2 shapers in this, actually. And then I know in the longboard, we have Robert Ruby. He's also a shaper out here, so.
Oh, Robert's in the contest?
Yep, I think so.
Killer.
So many shapers from around the Pacific Northwest, so we're stoked.
That's awesome. We have this many shapers up in our neck of the woods.
Oh yeah, plenty of great local shapers. Shout out to Taylor Olson. He makes all of his own boards. Uses all of his own materials. Usually uses redwood as his stringer, so it's really cool to see these local shapers making their own boards.
Greg Urata's going.
Greg
All right,
Urata.
Greg. Ooh, nice.
Nice turn, little whip. He's going to be happy with that for how these waves are turning out. Looking really closed out on this sandbar that they're surfing.
He's got 2 solid waves to start out.
Fun fact about Greg and Casey, we were just up in Tofino, British Columbia, Canada for the Rip Curl Pro, and that was an amazing time with Casey, Greg, myself, and Trevor. So
And Zelda.
Shout out to Zelda on the beach. Heard she got a hot dog earlier. She must be stoked.
That was such a killer contest. And who was it that had a sore back and they gave you their spot in the Pro-Am?
So Peter DeVries, the local pro up there, actually had a sore back that day, and he took ibuprofen, wasn't feeling good. So he came up to me and said I was ripping. He was stoked to give me a spot in the pro division, and that was my first pro contest actually surfing. So pretty stoked to just get more heats under the belt up there. You know, Tofino's a really rad city. We got to check out the town. Great food, great, super kind people, great camping there. So
That was so much fun, and you're gaining so much experience, Taylor.
thank
You're
you.
only 15 years old, and you're surfing at such a high level. I can't wait to see what you're going to do when you're 20 plus.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, it's all because my dad has set such a good example for me in a path. Just like, don't get distracted with ladies, you know. And right now I'm doing online school, like I said, and that just really helps to give me more freedom to go surfing. So I'm really stoked on that.
Yeah, man. Well, I look forward to many years working with you.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to PNW Surfing.
Yeah, buddy. And this live stream is online on PNW Surfing on YouTube as well as Facebook. You go to Agate Beach Surf Classic Facebook, Aussie Surf Shop Facebook, and PNW Surfing Facebook.
Yep, my grandparents all the way from Cerritos, California were tuning into my heat, so they were really stoked to see me do well.
All right, so Greg Urata in red, Dale Wood in white, Michael Soul in yellow, Robert Sinnott in blue, and Dan Murdy in green. A little bit of a lull right now.
So I guess it's the battle of the shapers out there. Must be some hassling going on between Dan Murdy and Michael Soul.
I don't know, man. They're so chill. They're so chill. But Dan Murdy, I know he's also a really good skater. He lives up in Portland, and they have so many good skate parks up there. He probably just shreds.
Now, didn't Michael Soul come here from Hawaii?
No, Michael's... Well, I thought he's in Seattle.
He is now,
Oh, I don't know. Before that, I don't know.
I believe. I believe it is Hawaii.
Don't forget to get your raffle tickets at the main tent. We got some real awesome raffle ticket goodies going to be given out tomorrow, as well as the beer garden's open right now. Come and get some beer, and if you're hungry, Moondog Cantina right in front of the speakers.
It's always a pleasure to have Moondog here. Have some good hot food in your belly after you surf a couple heats, you know. Nothing better than a good Lula dog from Moondog Cantina. So if you are a competitor, check your check-in bag and you have a free meal ticket. You can either use it down at Moondog's or up at the after party at the Tasty Tiki tonight. It's good for one free tasty bowl, which, man, those are so good. Shout out to James from the Tasty Tiki.
Also, shout out to our sponsor, Newport Surf Shop. Here in Newport, Oregon, get your used surf gear and thrift clothing there, right around the
Yep,
Newport.
shout out to Brian. Brian's such an awesome dude, you know, really positive and nice guy. So everyone check out Newport Surf Shop.
Also, shout out to Pura Vida Surf Shop over at Otter Rock. Get your lessons, rentals, and surf gear right there at the Devil's Punch Bowl. They've got some killer Pearson Arrow surfboards.
Oh yeah, and Sharp Eye. you need a new Sharp Eye surfboard, go check them out.
Oh, killer. I'm not familiar with Sharp Eye. Tell me about Sharp Eye, Taylor.
So Sharp Eye is shaped by Marcio Zuvi. I've never actually ridden a Sharp Eye, but I know Gregor Rotter right now, he's riding a Sharp Eye and he loves those boards. He has 2 of them. Here you go, Michael Soul, nice turns, and got the finish. That's going to be a great score for this heat.
Ollie Richardson and Derek Morris report to the check-in. Ollie Richardson and Derek Morris report to check-in. Nice hack by Greg.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Gregor Rotta is riding a Sharp Eye surfboard. I think it's number 77 model. So, go get your Sharp Eye surfboards from Pura Vida Surf Shop up in Otter Rock.
I hear Robert Rube's going to be participating today. Is that right?
Yes, I will confirm that right now.
That east wind's coming up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So, it actually looks like Robert Rube is going to be surfing tomorrow in the men's 50-plus longboard. So, hopefully he does well in that. That's going to be tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you ever need lessons from the Tice family or any other great instructors like Casey or Leslie, go to Aussie Surf Shop to get your lessons. That's a great place to learn from the best of the best on the Oregon coast. And, you know, the conditions aren't always ideal for surf lessons. But during the summer, we have tons of surf school and great people to teach how to surf. So if you've never surfed before and want to get in the ocean, head to Aussie Surf Shop.
Is this yours, Spike? I think these are for us.
Yeah.
2 dogs?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Copy. Ollie Richardson, please report to the check-in. Ollie Richardson, please check in.
Derek Morris, check in.
Ollie, stop doing 20 jobs and check in. We need your help, bro.
So it looks like Michael Soul dropped a high score with a 7.3, but it doesn't look like they've entered any of Greg's scores, so we'll see what's going on with that. A lot of closeouts out there. You really got to be selective and make sure you're catching the right waves. Here we go, Dan Murdy. Oh, straight down the mine shaft. Hopefully his tailbone's okay. That was a tough fall. Shout out to Moondog's Cantina for keeping the commentators well fed. Appreciate you, Moondog. Everyone be sure to come to the Tasty Tiki tonight for the after party of the first day. There's going to be some live music there tonight as well as tomorrow night, so be sure to tune in to the Tasty Tiki tonight after this is done.
Have some. It looks like we have just under 4 minutes remaining in this heat. The 50-plus men's shortboard semifinal heat 2.
Greg Urata's got a wave.
Greg Arata, nice top turn, nice spray. Let's see if he, oh, just got a little bit clipped. See Randy Ford sprinting out there. Oh my. Hopefully he didn't pop his fin out doing that.
Man, Randy Ford, I had the pleasure of surfing with that guy about a month and a half ago, and man, that guy shreds. He was cross-stepping on probably about head-high waves with a longboard. I'm not confident enough to do
Yeah,
that.
Randy Ford and Scott Siegel have been putting in their time. Shout out to Scott Siegel.
Scott Siegel will be here commentating tomorrow. Looking
Oh,
forward
yeah.
to that.
He runs the annual Name It to Claim It event, which is one of the better events we have here in the Northwest, you know. Really stoked that we can have multiple events. Okay, who is this going left? White. And didn't stick the finish, was really close. That was Dale Wood going left, so right now we have Michael Soul is in the lead in this heat. We have Dan Murdy and Dale Wood trailing behind him. Still no scores for Greg Arata, even though he's been catching a lot of waves, so wonder what's happening with that.
He's about to change it. Greg Urata's up.
Nice
Yeah.
hit from Greg Arata.
He made that wave. That's got to score.
That, I think that will put him in the lead by far.
Don't forget to get your raffle tickets at the main tent. We got some excellent goodies going to be raffled off tomorrow. Get your tickets while you can.
We got this northeast wind picking up quite a bit, so hopefully that's not going to be as profound tomorrow. We're just looking for nice clean conditions, and hopefully we'll be done around 2 o'clock. Looks like Dan Murdy going right. Just kind of closed out on him. So Casey, with this dropping tide, it looks like down the beach are the best waves. I don't know if you're seeing these lefts and these rights roll in, but
I see a left right now.
I know it looks like down the beach is where the best waves are at right now. There's a nice right in the contest area. I think just most of the competitors are sitting a little too deep.
Michael Soul.
Nice turn. Another nice turn. And there's the end of our heat. So in this next heat, we have in red, we have Ollie Richardson. In white, we have Christopher Martin. Shout out to Mr. Martin, teacher at the middle school. In yellow, we have Zach No. In blue, we have Derek Morris. In green, we have Shane Haynes. And in orange, we have Alden Gilnert. Sorry if I mispronounced any of those names. Greg Arata taking a nice belly ride in. And now we have the start of this next heat. So next heat, 20 to 49 men's longboard. So Ollie Richardson in red, Christopher Martin in white, Zach No in yellow, Derek Morris in blue, Shane Haynes in green, and Alden Gilner in orange. Beautiful day down here at Agate Beach. Thank you to Newport Parks and Rec and Mike Kavanaugh for putting on such an awesome annual event. So Spike, it looks like Lars is coming up in a couple heats. Men's longboard.
Okay. Here's a wave.
I think that is
Dude,
that
hop on.
white? We got white
Justin
up,
Buford, please check in. Justin Buford.
white up and out.
Green's still going.
Oh wow. Good job.
That was tough.
I know, right?
So
Should have sat down.
I'm going to next time.
Here comes a wave.
First in my last wave, but
I saw. Good job.
look good.
Yeah. Here we go. Ollie Richardson in red. Nice tap off the top and kick out. It's gonna be one of the better waves of this heat. You know, the conditions are getting a lot challenging. Here we go. Is this yellow?
Yes.
Ooh, yellow trying to tuck under the lip there. And we got Ollie Richardson back up and out.
Nice ride, Ollie.
Yeah. A lot of waves being ridden out there. Looks like the conditions are slowing down a bit, which is gonna help to have less closeouts. So hopefully as this tide drops, the sandbar starts to be a little more exposed and we get some good rights. Here you go. It's that white down the beach. Nice right. And didn't get the finish, but that will still be a decent score for white.
Glad they put my footies to use. Good job.
Yeah, that east wind starting to blow. I'm like, oh crap.
Okay, looks like we have orange down the beach. Nice little nose ride. Ooh, and down. And then white right behind him. But I don't think that's going to be an interference. We're surfing two different waves.
Yeah, this is 29 to 49 men's longboard, round one, heat one.
Ollie Richardson in red, Christopher Martin in white, Zach No in yellow, Derek Morris in blue, Shane Haynes in green, and Alden Gilner in orange.
And special thanks to our sponsors, Aussie Surf Shop, Ninkasi Brewing, Murdy Surfboards, Soul Surfboards, Greater Newport Chamber of Commerce, Pura Vida Surf Shop, South Beach Surf Shop, Newport Surf Shop, Oceana Natural Foods, Hallmark Resort, and the Colom family.
Here, green got a wave.
Looks like the conditions are still not too bad for the Agate Beach Surf Classic 2023 as the afternoon starts rounding out here. Still looks glassy out there.
Those waves are getting by them. They're just not steep enough to catch.
Oh, they're on longboards. They can catch them. Come on, guys. Paddle hard. What's up, bro? Hey, Kirk. Get on the mic.
Outside. Look at this set.
Ooh.
Somebody's just getting good
Kirk Tice is joining us here at the commentator booth.
There's Ollie up.
Ooh, looking good. Oh!
Wow.
That might have been the best turn I've seen someone do on a longboard at Agate. That was so good.
Spike.
Here's a good wave.
Ooh, wow. That's Zach No.
Nice wave. Still going. Yeah.
Does that guy have a big beard?
Yeah, he does. And so compare those two waves. He had like 3 moves. Ollie had 1 monster move. That's where it gets tough as a judge. You really have to compare the waves and go through the criteria. Make sure you get that comparison right, because based on their backup scores, that could decide the heat.
So, Kirk, tell us about the conditions during your heat.
Ooh, I sat in the closeouts for the first 11 minutes, and then I had an epiphany, and I paddled down the beach and got 2 scores. And then I was trying to catch up with Taylor on the reverse 360 count. He was at 5 in his Pro-Am quarterfinal. I did 1, but it was after the buzzer, so it didn't count. But it counted for me, just like Bethany Hamilton catching that 2 bud. She's like, but it counted for me, you know.
Right on.
And it sure
Yeah.
counts for people watching as well.
Thanks. I'm still behind Taylor by 4. The last time we free surfed out here, I did 10, he did 11. So the youngsters starting to pass me up, but that's okay. I feel like I've mentored him in the right direction.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Did you end up winning that heat?
I'm pretty sure I won. I didn't see the results, but I had about 14 point total, 8, 6, 7, and a 5, 2, 3.
Seemed like you had the majority of the good waves toward the end of
Yeah.
the round.
Yeah, in the last 4 minutes, that was ridiculous. I had so many closeouts. I had 1 little hit on a closeout, and then I had like 5 stand up straight into a closeout. That was tough. So, but you know what? I survived. I don't think those scores would have me pack my bags.
Ollie got a short ride.
Yep. Is he wearing trunks? Last time I saw him at Agate, it was about 3 weeks ago on his longboard wearing trunks.
I don't know.
I think he's wearing a wetsuit.
Okay.
Decided he didn't want to freeze.
No.
Oh, looks like somebody's up.
But
They're
Yeah.
in the soup.
now, Casey, I don't know if you heard this story, but I have another story about someone wearing trunks in a surfing tournament up at Westport, Washington.
Oh!
That was
He
sick.
just made
Air.
that. Zach No
Wow.
aired it.
No, that surpassed the previous best turn I've ever seen
I don't
on
think
a
I-
longboard at Agate, maybe.
I've never seen anybody air a longboard.
That was incredible. Well, I'll guarantee you one thing, that score goes straight to the excellent range.
Oh, Ollie's gonna have to bring the heat now.
So, the other dude who went out in trunks up at Westport in I think it was the longboard final, was sitting right next to me, Spike Richardson.
I was wearing jeans.
Jeans, that's right. This story gets better every time. Next time I tell it, it's going to be Speedos. You know? Yeah.
I used to surf in my Speedos down in Mexico because I can swim better in them.
Oh, no way. Oh, Ollie had one, but he's out. Yeah, interesting, because I don't know. I typically don't use a leash, but I have a sore shoulder, a sore MCL, and it felt so nice to have a leash that when I kicked out, I didn't have to hold my board
Yeah.
and like wrestle it through the closeout, explosion whitewash. Like I just let it go. So that was the other epiphany besides paddling down the beach. It was like, man, I am sold on having a leash.
Yeah.
What stuff?
Yeah, you can really
Okay.
blow it in a heat if you're not wearing a leash.
Yeah, funny. Last year I didn't use one. I just felt I didn't need one. But this year with the lingering sore shoulder and knee, it's like, oh, I don't have the time to waste swimming after my board. Last session out here, I swam after my board just like twice. It was fun. I got a good body surfing wave.
Hey, we have a lost and found here for some dragon sunglasses.
Them
we've
dragon
got some-
sunglasses are looking good.
Yeah.
They
If
might
you
be
lost your
tailored-
dragon sunglasses,
No, I'm saying
we've got
tailored
'em.
Tice.
Ooh, the Oakley's looking pretty good too.
Are they the Mick Fanning? Yeah, these are.
There's Zach
tailors.
No. You know, I don't see Zach No's score on the board. They just must be lagging behind a little bit.
Thanks, Kier.
Oh, those are Kirk's dragon sunglasses?
No, they're tailors. And shout out to Dragon Alliance Eyewear. These are super good glasses, if not the best.
Those are. I just tried them on and they were like, wow.
Yeah. Kier approves of that message.
Well, I'm wearing Oakley's and I think the dragons are better.
Really? Wow.
There it is. He's wearing Oakleys, but he thinks the Dragons are better.
Yeah, and everybody knows that if you surf, you're cool, so you got to have the cool sunglasses.
Yep, red's up.
Ooh, looking good. Look at that wave.
that's walled up.
Oh, it's closing out. What's he going to do?
Well, he cut back into the whitewater. He made the most of it.
Yeah, if you're talking innovation progression from the criteria, he checked that box. I was so fried when I got out from my heat from being in the booth all morning, and first 10, 11 minutes of the heat, I couldn't even get on a wave, a scoring wave. I just got closeouts galore. And last 4 minutes, I was able to get a good and an excellent score. So I was sweating bullets, whatever metaphor works. But geez, that was sketchy. Everything's riding on making it through that heat. Not really. Well, shout out to all the sponsors, all the volunteers, the judges, people carrying things up and down the hill. Thanks to State of Oregon for being such a cool place and having public beaches.
Oh, that looks like red. It's hard to tell the color. It's,
Looked like red, but he has a blue board. That wasn't red.
it's kind of getting backlit, so it's hard
Oh,
to tell.
no, that was red. No, because Ollie's red.
Yep.